Hello and welcome to an update on my November budget. We have some exciting changes this month, so let's just get right into it. So first of all, if you've seen my November budget with me, we're expecting 3 paychecks for my husband this month. Last month I had 3 paychecks, and just because of the way that our paychecks fall, he gets 3 this month. So his paycheck hit actually on the first Friday of the month, and that was $2,370.66. And then my paycheck came in just the other day. That was $3,384.94. And then we haven't gotten any interest payments yet from our savings accounts. My emergency fund and roof savings are currently in progress to transfer to a new high yield savings account, but I currently can only transfer $5,000 a day, and so it's taking a little bit of time. I think it's almost all moved over now, so that's nice. I should start earning a little bit more in interest now. But for rewards, these are for our credit card rewards, and we actually both redeemed $25 each, one for my credit card and one for my husband's. So that was $50. We haven't received any refunds. We weren't really expecting any. And then for other income, I actually got a sign-up bonus of $250 for opening an M&T Bank account. They mailed me a thing, and they were like, open a checking account, set up direct deposit, and you will get $250. And so I did that because it was super simple, and now I can close my Wells Fargo account, because it's nice to have a physical bank location that you can go to when you need to. Well, for me specifically, it's when I needed to cash savings bonds that my grandmother had given me when I was a child. You need to actually have a physical bank to do that, and most of our other banks are online only. So I signed up for M&T Bank, got $250, and I guess that could be considered a reward, but I put in other. So now moving on to our debts. We pay most of these at the beginning of the month. This month is no different. Our mortgage came out for $2,705.45. And I mentioned before that they did an escrow analysis, which is when they evaluate whether or not you have enough money in escrow to cover your home insurance and your taxes. And for us, also our private mortgage insurance, or PMI. And they did an analysis and realized that we had been overpaying a little bit, so we don't need to pay quite so much towards escrow, which means our total mortgage payment will be going down a little bit for the next year, starting in December. So that'll be nice to be able to save a little bit towards our mortgage. And then our car loan, we pay this every other week. That's $311.07, and we've paid it once so far this month. We're expecting to pay it twice. And then our student loans, we paid those for $382 a couple days ago. And then my retirement account loan comes out with my paycheck. That's $236.22. So I've only paid that once so far, and then I'll pay it again with my next paycheck. Now moving on to our fixed expenses. We haven't paid our utilities yet, but we did pay our car insurance. That was $156.98, just as we budgeted. and then our internet $29.99. Again, just what we budgeted. My Acorns subscription for my after-tax brokerage account, this is $1, but it hasn't been withdrawn yet. It usually comes out at the end of the month. And then daycare for my daughter, we pay $300 every Monday, or in the case of this week, since Monday was a holiday, we paid on Tuesday. But so far this month, we've paid $600, and we have 2 more Mondays left this month. So that's it for our fixed expenses. Now moving on to our savings. This is where the budget gets a little bit exciting. If you saw my October recap, we had contributed $6,330 to our roof savings, which was more than we budgeted by $130. And so actually we don't need to contribute $5,090 towards our new roof in order to meet our goal. We only have to contribute $3,960. So if we contribute that, then we will have met our roof savings goal, which is so exciting. We've been saving up for this all year, and I'm so glad that we're about to hit it before April, way before April, which means that we can focus on some of our other savings goals. So first, we have $1,130 extra dollars. And first I'm going to increase the amount that we're contributing to our daughter's 529 this month. Our goal is to have $5,000 contributed, and I think one of the months earlier this year when our budget was really tight, we didn't contribute our regular $415, which means we're gonna have to double that. And so we're doing that this month since we have that extra from not having to save as much for our new roof. And so we plan to contribute $850 to her 529, which still leaves us $695. And I don't think that we need to contribute any more to our sinking funds than we already have budgeted, because what we're budgeting will keep most of our sinking funds from going negative. And so I don't really need to increase any of those. Maybe the baby sinking fund, because last month I paid a hospital bill which took it negative, and we didn't plan to contribute any to it. But I think we'll be okay not contributing to any more to that this month. We'll make it up next month. So this extra $695, we are going to contribute it to my husband's Roth IRA. And if you've been following since the beginning, we were contributing to my husband's Roth IRA at the beginning of the year, before we knew that we had to replace the roof. So we were maxing out our retirement accounts, the 401ks, and then we were also contributing to my husband's Roth IRA. But at the beginning of the year, I was on unpaid leave, unpaid maternity leave for about 3 months. And so we didn't have quite as much of a savings cushion built up when we realized we had to replace the roof. And we didn't realize that the roof replacement was going to be so expensive. So we stopped contributing to my husband's Roth IRA, and we cut our retirement savings down to just the employer matches. But now that we've almost hit our goal for saving up for the roof, we can go back to contributing to my husband's Roth IRA. I don't know that we're going to bump our employer savings back up. I think next year we're going to focus a little bit more on debt payoff instead of retirement contributions. I think we're pretty good on our retirement contributions, and once we have paid off more debt, then we will have so much more money to be able to throw at our investments. And by paying back my retirement account loan, that's basically just contributing extra to my retirement anyway. So if we focus on debt payoff towards the retirement account loan, then it'll be like we're contributing a lot to our retirement. Okay, so now that I've updated our budgeted amounts, let's go into actually what we've contributed to these and what we spent. So for the FSA, that comes out with my paycheck. So I've contributed $20 so far. And so far we've had $7.68 reimbursed this month. I think that was for antibiotics that we bought for my daughter. So we haven't contributed anything yet to the Roth IRA. We want to make sure that we can actually hit that number for the new roof. So probably after the next paycheck or two, it'll probably be coming in one of my Transfer Tuesdays. But for my after-tax acorns, I contributed just the monthly recurring $5 that I usually contribute and haven't spent anything from that. For the emergency fund, nothing contributed yet. And for the new roof, nothing contributed yet. Because I want to make sure that my sinking funds are nice and well stocked up so that we don't go into the negatives. Although we've never actually brought our checking account down to negative anything. We always keep a nice buffer in there. Usually the total amount of our sinking funds and then enough to cover most of our bills. So let's pad those sinking funds, $820 to home to finally bring that back up to positive. Hopefully that'll last. Every time I fill that one back up, it gets drained for something or another that's needed for the house. And then I'll also contribute to our grocery sinking fund. I budgeted $425, so I'll contribute that $400. We ended up spending $156.72. We haven't had quite as many grocery trips this month, and they're definitely a lot smaller since we made that big bulk purchase of all the beans and grains that we need. So basically we're buying like onions and bananas and greens, and there's not much else that we need to buy very often. So I'm also going to contribute $5 to our health sinking fund just because that one's negative, although this isn't saving it very much. So back to our spending. We spent $64.60 in gifts, and that was because my nieces and nephews had like a big combined birthday last weekend, and so we had to buy gifts for them. And my daughter got some gifts as well, so that was nice to have that nice big celebration with her whole family over there. And we didn't spend anything yet in restaurants or pets, but in baby, $2.62. I ran into the thrift store the other day when we were nearby and bought her 2 more pairs of pants. They were $1.25 each. And then after I got home, I realized, oh, she didn't really need new pants. She needed some long sleeve shirts. So thrift shopping may be in our future again. And then finally, because we got that $7.68 reimbursed from the FSA, we'll put that back into our health savings fund. So we still have a little bit of a buffer in our budget. By the end of the month, this will be zero because we do a zero-based budget. And I think so far our spending is not so bad. Just over $200 in our variable expenses. That's nice. So that was an update on my November budget. It's been going pretty well so far, spending wise, no big emergencies or anything. And I hope that your November has been going well also. If you found this interesting or helpful, then please hit the like button. And if you'd like to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. I love receiving comments and replying to them as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you're interested in seeing more of my family's journey towards financial independence by paying off our debts and saving for retirement, then please hit subscribe because I would love to have you follow along. Thank you for being here.